Hi there, football fans, and welcome to Transfermarkt TV International. My name is Trevor Evans, bringing the latest news, rumors and statistics from across the world of football. And we're going to get started with a completed deal, and Brian Brobbey is on his way to Leipzig. Ajax are not very happy with the situation. They wanted to keep him over in Amsterdam, but he decided that his future lies elsewhere. His contract is due to expire in the summer, and Ajax were desperate to sign him to new terms, but he's decided that his future is better served in Germany. Brobbey will complete the move in the summer on a contract that will run until 2025. Ajax will lose a player who has scored 13 and assisted 5 in 1,200 minutes of action this season. Another quality young striker joining the Bundesliga action. It had been mooted, and now confirmation has arrived that Angel Di Maria has signed a new deal at Paris Saint-Germain running until 2022 with the option for another year. The Argentina international attacker has been at Parc des Princes for 5 years since his move from Manchester United, and it looks like the 33-year-old will see out the rest of his elite playing career in Paris with this new deal. Di Maria has been a big player for the Parisians this season, scoring 5 and assisting 12 in 25 games. Bayern Munich's Jamal Musiala is now officially allowed to play for the German national team. FIFA gave formal approval for the 18-year-old attack midfielder to switch his allegiance from England to Germany on Friday. This is because Musiala had previously represented England at under-21 level, and some admin work was required to complete the transition. Jurgen Löw now wants to include Musiala for the first time in the upcoming World Cup qualifiers at the end of March, ahead of this summer's European Championships. And Musiala will be hoping to work his way into Löw's plans for the big 2 tournaments that are coming up this summer and next. Local hero and club legend Chris Wilder has parted ways by mutual consent with Sheffield United after a run of 22 defeats in 28 games this season, compounded by disagreements with the new Saudi owner Prince Abdullah. Wilder released a short statement announcing, "It has been a special journey and one I will never forget. This season is in stark contrast to last season, where they were very popular with the underdog fans and riding high in the league table, finishing 9th, the highest in the club's history. Now they're rock bottom with no real hope of escaping pending relegation." 18-year-old Valencia winger Yunus Musa announced he has officially committed his future to the United States men's national team. Musa was born in New York while his parents were on vacation. His parents are originally from Ghana and spent the first 11 years of his life in Italy before moving to England. In England, he was part of the Arsenal setup before he joined Valencia on a free transfer in the summer of 2019. He joins a host of other exciting US prospects. Is the future of US soccer going to bring some success? They have Musa, Pulisic, Reina, McKennie, Dest and Tyler Adams, but also Daryl Dike may not be a name that resonates with too many non-core football fans, but the US international striker arrived in the Championship on loan recently and has had a big impact in Barnsley's push for promotion to the Premier League this season. In his 500 minutes of game time, he scored 3 and helped the team on their way to 7 wins in a row. This has seen his market value nearly double within those 3 months to €5 million, and it seems that Dijk could have the option to play in the Premier League next season with or without Barnsley, as it's reported that one of the top 6 teams has made a $10 million offer to his parent club, which is Orlando City back home, to take him back to England permanently next season. However, all cards are in Barnsley's hands, as they have the option to turn the loan agreement into a permanent deal for €20 million. Now, Chelsea had quite the summer with some big signings, and it looks like they're trying to do the same next summer, but they're funding it in a very different way. They're looking to sell up to 5 players to fund a 200 million war chest for Thomas Tuchel. So let's take a look at who is being lined up for the chop. And first up is Christian Pulisic. He has a market value of €60 million, and he's been phased out recently and not getting much game time. Tammy Abraham, also market value of €40 million. He should command a good fee, and there are going to be lots of suitors for him because he can score in the Premier League, but he's not deemed good enough to be the first choice striker at Stamford Bridge. Fikayo Tomori, the centre-back currently plying his trade at AC Milan on loan, market value of €17 million, and there's a release clause in that deal which AC Milan would be mad not to activate. Kepa, the goalkeeper, €15 million market value, a big decrease in what he was paid for, and he's never really got going or won over the fans after his big money move and early mistakes. And last but not least, Emerson, a market value of 15 million euros, who's a very, very fringe player, but interest is in taking him back to Italy is strong, and the Blues would be mad not to utilise this now before it's too late. And all of these are being sold to fund a deal for Donnarumma and Haaland. Lots of ducks need to line up for this to happen though, and if Chelsea can make it work, that would be great news for the Blues. Now we have a few Manchester United themed news topics coming up right here, and first up, Paul Pogba, always being called into question the value he adds to the team, but when he plays he is instrumental, but never does enough to win over the fans or the media. His contract expires next summer, and the risk of him not signing a new deal and tensions between his agent and United will make things very tricky, and it's time to cash in on the French ace and redistribute those funds to get their top target, Erling Haaland of Dortmund. However, there is history. Erling Haaland's father has a bitter rivalry with Manchester United, and in particular Roy Keane at the time. And if he has his pick of clubs, which we assume he will have, then it could be a factor that plays into the decision-making process. Haaland is demanding a huge pay rise for his next move, a package only a handful of clubs can afford, but they will all be able to offer the same as United in terms of success and competitive environments. Man United are looking to life after David De Gea in the shape of an England international goalkeeper, and it is not Dean Henderson. It's been suggested the Red Devils are targeting Nick Pope from Burnley in what could be a £50 million deal. He is considered to be a proven Premier League goalkeeper and a better option than the young, relatively untested Henderson. Pope is 28 years old and was late in his career in getting his chance. However, he has played 112 games for Burnley since breaking into the first team and demoting fellow England keepers Joe Hart and Tom Heaton to the bench, keeping 42 clean sheets in the process. Incredible numbers for a lower mid-table team, but not entirely down to him, of course, since Burnley are known for their defensive expertise. After a questionable start, it seems that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has won over the Manchester United faithful and the board, and he's being rewarded with a bumper new deal. It will see him earn €9 million per year, which is still shy of the top manager, but he is still unproven in terms, but it's going in the right direction. It's great for United fans to see some stability back at Old Trafford and perhaps some silverware in the coming season after a dismal post-Ferguson era. 19-year-old Uruguayan hotshot Facundo Pellistri was signed by Manchester United from Penarol for €8.5 million in the winter and has since been loaned out to get some game time elsewhere in an attempt to acclimatise him to the European game. Alaves seized the opportunity and is starting to reap the rewards with some impressive displays. Pellistri has started to get minutes, and all parties will be hoping the goals and assists start to come as Alaves seek to avoid relegation from La Liga. They're currently 1 point from safety with 11 games to plot their survival. On to another Uruguayan in La Liga, and it's Federico Valverde of Real Madrid. He was also signed from Penarol, but he's a few years further in his career. He's since gone on to establish himself as a first-team regular with 92 games to his name, but things have slowed down this season after a series of injuries. Although he isn't much of a goal scorer with only 5 goals and 6 assists to show for himself, his value to the team is noted by his huge market value of €70 million, making one of the top 10 highest valued players in La Liga. If game time doesn't pick up soon, he's only played 700 minutes this season. There are plenty of other teams taking note, including Bayern Munich. But this seems very, very unlikely, with Zidane a big fan of Valverde and having a contract until 2025. But with Real Madrid in financial turmoil, perhaps it's a player that would be willing to part for the cash whilst the interest is there. Crystal Palace star Patrick van Aanholt could be on his way out this summer. The 30-year-old Netherlands international attacking left-back is a proven Premier League veteran. He's been one of Crystal Palace's top most consistent players across the last 130 games, in which he scored 12 and assisted 6. He is in the final few months of his contract, where he'll be free to leave in the summer. He has a current market value of €8 million, and Crystal Palace have accepted his departure as they embark upon a huge rebuild. Other Premier League clubs will be keen to recruit a player of such quality, Leeds in particular, who are inconsistent in that area of the pitch. Spurs could be returning to Southampton in the transfer market after the successful acquisition of Højbjerg. Vestergaard is being lined up next as Mourinho highlights the need for a new centre-back. He's another Dane following in the footsteps of Christian Eriksen and of course Højbjerg, and the 28-year-old giant, he's nearly 2 meters tall in stature. International was signed from Borussia Mönchengladbach for €25 million in 2018. He's played a total of 68 games for the Saints, scoring 4, of which 3 have come this season. Spurs still have not settled on a replacement for Jan Vertonghen, and Vestergaard could be lining up alongside another former Saint, Toby Alderweireld, next season, with Eric Dyer and Davinson Sanchez currently battling out for that spot. And last but by no means least, Cristiano Ronaldo has come under a lot of scrutiny recently since Juventus' exit from the Champions League at the early stages once again. He responded on the pitch with a perfect 23-minute hat-trick in the Serie A, but is that enough? Juventus have been doing that domestically for many years. With his contract due to expire next summer and Italian football in a financial mess, it might be the right time for the old lady to cash in on their superstar to make way for the next project. Reports are that Ronaldo is being lined up with a return to Madrid, and Zidane did little to squash that rumour in his latest press conference. He is an incredible player and will not be going to the Qatar or US for sure, but where? Was Ronaldo considered a success at Juventus? I mean, after all, he didn't really advance their European conquests. And where could Ronaldo go next? Comments below. Where should he go? And speaking of Ronaldo's hat-trick, we're going to take a quick look at the most hat-tricks in professional football in recent years. And up in 5th position, we have Mario Gomes, who scored 18 club hat-tricks across Bayern, Stuttgart, Wolfsburg, and of course, Germany. Next up, Robert Lewandowski, who scored 24 hat-tricks for 3 teams, Bayern, Poland, and Borussia Dortmund. Luis Suarez has scored 29 for Barcelona, Ajax, Liverpool and Uruguay. The likely duo, Lionel Messi, just being pipped to the top with 54, mostly for Barcelona and a handful for Argentina. Top of the pile, he did it on the weekend and adding to his tally 57 hat-tricks across his career for Real Madrid, Portugal, Juventus and just the one for Manchester United. And here we have it, plenty of goals between them, and these guys are leading the way in terms of hat-tricks in the 21st century. Lewandowski could probably add to that, I'm sure, in his coming games. Now onto our favourite part of the show, it's the market value update, and we're going to take a look at the Turkish Super League. And there's been 629 players who've had an update, and we're going to take a quick inspection of the top 5. So, up in 5th position, we have Aaron Bupenja, who has gone from 450 up to €7 million. The rise coming down to a number of goals and offers he's been having from home and abroad. He's a very quick striker. Up next, Kyle Larin of Besiktas, who's gone from 5.5 up to €9 million. He developed well in Belgium and has gained a lot of confidence, and he's the best league forward together along with Abubakar. In 3rd position, Mustafa Mohamed, who's gone from 2.5 up to €5.5 million for Galatasaray. He's on the rise and plays very intelligent football and has good key team chemistry. And we have a goalkeeper on the list as well with Altay Bayindir from Fenerbahce, who's gone from 11 million up to €13.5 million. Class performances, and he's saved some quality attempts, and he's able to read the game very well. Very mature for his age. Well done. And of course, we have Mesut Ozil, who's breaking into the team and entered the league, and his market value of €5 million at the moment could be on the rise with some game time and exposure. Okay, that's all we have for you this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. Likes, comments, shares below, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great week and take care. Bye-bye.